An American cinema classic, Gone with the Wind, has been temporarily pulled by the streaming platform HBO Max. For years, the movie has been considered controversial for its depiction of black people and its glorification of slavery.
An American cinema classic, Gone with the Wind, has been temporarily pulled by the streaming platform HBO Max. For years, the movie has been considered controversial for its depiction of black people and its glorification of slavery. So I've never seen the movie Gone with the Wind. Have you? So I have a question, and it's a serious question. I do not mean to be rude. If you've seen the movie Gone with the Wind, did you see it as a glorification of slavery? That's my question. And once again, I've never seen the movie, but I wonder about that. And when you watch the movie, did the depiction of black people, did it leave some sort of impression on you? Yeah. And these are just my questions. My guess is the answer is no to both. That's just my guess. So, and I have no idea. So I'm very curious if you've seen this movie. When you watched the movie, did you have some sort of image of black people? And did you have the feeling that slavery was glorified, that it was a wonderful thing? So you guys did super on the dictation. The only problem, common problem, was pulled by. Yeah, pulled by. It's has been. So the verb, we're going to have past tense. But that's it. Everything else you guys did great. So I'm just going to read it here. An American cinema classic. Okay. Now, a week ago we had classic. That's classic Judd. And here's another classic. Yeah, so this word pops up again. An American cinema classic, Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind has been temporarily pulled by the streaming platform HBO Max. For years, and you can put a comma, looks like Microsoft Word wants me to put a comma there. For years, the movie has been considered controversial. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the movie has been considered controversial. I didn't know that. Why? Because, so here's an example of meaning kind of this because of its depiction. So instead of we could say because of its depiction of black people and because of its glorification of slavery. 2 times. This morning, an American cinema classic. A classic movie. When you talk about American movies, what is a classic? The Godfather, right? Gone with the Wind. Yep. These are classics, okay? An American classic, Gone with the Wind, has been temporarily, not permanently, temporarily pulled, removed, taken down by the streaming platform HBO Max. So HBO Max is it's a streaming platform, meaning you need the internet to watch movies. HBO is home box office, so it means home. Home movies, and I think it's a combination of Cinemax, HBO and Cinemax. Cinemax is another movie channel, so I think it's a combination of those 2 movie channels. So if you have a smartphone, you can get a subscription to HBO Max, and you can watch movies wherever you are, anytime you want. But now you no longer can watch Gone with the Wind because they've pulled it. They've removed it from the shelf. For years, the movie has been considered controversial. Yeah, we say both, and both pronunciations are absolutely fine. I didn't know that. I was not aware that Gone with the Wind was controversial. And once again, why is it? Why is there people talking about this movie. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad. Why? What's the controversy? What's the problem? For its depiction of black people, and depiction is one of our EVC words, for its depiction of black people and its glorification of slavery. So depiction of black people, how they show, how they represent black people, bad. And its glorification, yay, of slavery. That's what those words mean. Depiction of black people, in this case, they're referring to how they showed black people. Now remember, this movie, Gone with the Wind, takes place, is it just after the Civil War? I think it's just after the Civil War. So 1865, 1866, in the South. Okay? And in the South, they had slavery. And slavery wasn't, not everybody had slaves. Rich people, plantation owners had slaves. So this movie, I believe Vivien Leigh's character, I don't know anything about it really. She was a plantation owner, or her family owned a plantation, and they had slaves. Okay, and we see a segment with Mammy. I don't know the character. You guys taught me. Who's talking with Vivien Leigh, the character, and that was a slave. She was a slave. Okay. And the movie was not about slavery, though. The movie was about romance. It was about love that took place in the South right after the Civil War, where slavery was had ended, and there was black people there. A lot of slaves, as in the movie, after slavery ended, they chose to stay on the plantations and make money. They even were able to get property in exchange for their work. And they chose to stay because they actually, I don't know, this is what I've heard, and it's in the history books, they actually liked the relationship. Believe it or not. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. A lot. Yes, there were horrors. And yes, slavery's bad. Blah, blah, blah. Of course. But the fact is, in this movie, what they're showing, this depiction of black people, was in fact very accurate. That is what happened in many cases. Not in every case. Not in every case. There are really horrible slave owners, but they were very nice slave owners too. And as we can see in this movie, that woman, Mammy, she was like part of the family. She really was. So the depiction of black people, if you ask me about the depiction of Mammy in this movie as a slave, wow, she was a great woman. That's when I see Mammy in this movie, I see her as a great woman. That's slavery's terrible, but man, she's a great woman. That's what I see. And it's glorification of slavery. There was no glorification of slavery. Okay? I don't understand why they use these words, because I'm guessing that they didn't see the movie or didn't do any research about the movie, and maybe I'm missing something. But anyway, this evidently has been controversial.
An American cinema classic, Gone with the Wind, has been temporarily pulled by the streaming platform HBO Max. For years, the movie has been considered controversial for its depiction of black people and its glorification of slavery. An American cinema classic, Gone with the Wind, has been temporarily pulled by the streaming platform HBO Max. For years, the movie has been considered controversial for its depiction of black people and its glorification of slavery.